Ah. Ah. Is that good? I think it's working. Although it might be a little loud. How about that? Let's turn it down to about there. How about that? Yes? 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 All right then, let's do a dance. That's better. Okay. We have sound. Okay, let me turn it a little more down. All right, there we go. What's going on, everybody? Thank you, Adam. Clearing the porn history worked. Oh, fuck, that's so hot. Kevin called me a plum, which is my favorite insult right now. And Scipio says you can turn it off again. Thank you. Hello. Oh, I gotta do one thing here. Because this room is hot as fucking hell. You're okay, buddy.
There you go. Cover up. There you go. Good girl.
Oh, she's coming. All right, lay down. Okay, what's going on, everybody? It's better when you are muted, says Sherbet. Now, if you could just turn the picture off, it would be great. Yorkshire tea, yes. Yes. And if you don't believe me, let's open the box. I've been drinking it, so still got a ways to go. This is my second cup of the day. Would you like some rain from Manchester, says Tim. Actually, no. No, I would not. And it's been storming here like every single day. It actually was really bad today to the point where it knocked out my power for a few hours and I wasn't able to upload my latest reaction on Patreon. For those of you who are on Patreon, I watched Dead Man's Shoes today, and it was incredible. It might be my favorite film I've reacted to. It's either that or Trainspotting. But those two were the best films that I've reacted to so far, in my opinion. And Patty Considine was, wow, what a performance. It was absolutely brilliant. Craig, how's it going? Yeah, Dead Man's Shoes was excellent. So what's going on with you guys, huh? Remember to take the bag out before you put the milk in. Don't be a Muppet. Absolutely. Absolutely. I got it down almost to a science now. But yeah, Dead Man's Shoes. Whew. I would, and that one struck a chord in me too because I fucking hate bullies. So, I mean, he was killing them all, but, they weren't really good people. But, wow. I'm not going to say anything more because for those of you who haven't seen Dead Man's Shoes, I highly recommend you watch it on your own before you have a Muppet in the picture watching it with you. Thought your reactions to the Gentleman film was very interesting. I really like that one. I think it's my favorite film of Guy Ritchie's, actually. Sounds like it's raining at your place now. It is. Hello, have you heard about Sound of Freedom? Yes, I have. I haven't watched it, and I don't plan on watching it, just because the plot. Any type of film or anything that like highlights the exploitation or abuse of children is like, I know I'm gonna walk out of the movie theater like wanting to, like, I will literally become Batman. I'll put on a Batman suit and go to wherever this shit is going down and get myself killed, because I don't want to see that. But I'm sure it's a fantastic movie. God damn, my phone's blowing up right now. King Boomer, what happened to the IT crowd? I know you checked a short random scene without context or knowing the characters. Well, I haven't got around to reacting to full episodes yet, but judging from the feedback, it's probably the most requested one. But as soon as I start finishing other shows, I'll start some new ones. And I still have to edit a lot of movie reactions. I just did another movie reaction, but to edit it down for YouTube, it's piling up. I might have to hire an editor to get these out of the way, because they're taking up a lot of the time that I could be using doing more reactions for you guys. Are you going to watch Oppenheimer? Absolutely. I've already I purchased tickets for that a month ago. I am all in with Oppenheimer. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan, and hell yeah, I can't wait to see that. Stone Outdoor Adventures, how you doing, man? Would you ever try cider from the UK? I'd be down to do that. What's your dog's name? My dog's name is Jane. Hi, Jane. Oh, you see your ears? White Gold is another show I haven't got around to yet. Do you think you were more like Mark or Jeremy from Peep Show? Neither. Neither one of those Muppets. Dead Man's Shoes was funny too. There was some funny parts in there. But it was mostly serious. I was laughing at the when he went into all their homes and started like putting clown stuff on them and stuff while they were asleep. That was hilarious. Try Kevin and Perry Go Large. I've watched that. It's actually on the YouTube channel, Adam. Good evening, you Muppet. Love you guys, plus EB, JT, Squirrel, etc. All of you guys are honorary Brits. All the best from Scotland. Thank you, D. Scott. I don't know Squirrel. I don't know who that is. I don't recognize all the other guys, though. Mark! Hi! What's the update in King Boomer world? Well, trying to get these movie reactions edited for you guys. Been quite busy. And then today I did the Dead Man's Shoes reaction, but I couldn't upload it at like a normal time because I didn't have power most of the day. I don't know if you guys heard the thunder outside. But yeah, that was such a great movie. JT, I've heard of JT. I think like EB and JT are two of the originals when it comes to reacting to British stuff, right? Or stuff from other parts of the English-speaking world. Would you rather go for a night out with Super Hans or Jay from the In-Betweeners? Probably Jay. As funny as it sounds, I feel like Jay would be more manageable. I think Super Hands, you couldn't control that guy. He'd be there's no stopping him. How's the wife? Hope all is okay. She's doing good. She's doing good. She's actually a little angry. She's been ranting to me through text messages about work today, so I'm sure she'll tell me what happened at work. Spaced is another one. Seems like Spaced and IT Crowd are like the two top requests for new shows. Black Books is on my list too. So you don't want to honk on Superhand's crack pipe. Hell no. Don't do crack, people. When are we getting the second reactions to the in-betweeners? Not for quite some time. You gotta let a lot of time pass before you rewatch the show, man. Because a lot of it is still fresh on my mind. If I don't do it for a year or two, it's gonna be like I'm almost watching it for the first time again. Such a shame Rome was canceled. Ain't that right? Rome was such a great show. God damn, what is going on with my phone? King, have you ever seen Only Fools and Horses? Yes, I've been reacting to that on Patreon. Actually, when I get off of here, I gotta do the Season 3 Christmas special. When's the next Friday night dinner reaction? Probably soon. I've already done one, but I gotta put it up on YouTube. It'll probably be in a couple days. Just look at Doggy Boomer, yeah. Still Game EB is watching at the moment. He loves it. D-Scott, unfortunately, I did not love it. Still Game, it seems like every time I do a live stream, somebody says, you gotta watch Still Game. I watched it. I didn't really like it that much. Sorry to say. I wanted to like it, because I know it's like the #1 program in Scottish history. But it just wasn't for me. I need to remember to join your Patreon, forever forgetting. Complex. Hey, Complex, what's going on, man? I was actually chatting with him earlier. Meme Machine donated £2 through Super Chat. Thank you, Meme Machine. You are the man. Very kind. Have you ever captured a giraffe in the jungle? What the fuck? No idea how you would even get started in doing that. Just watch your latest Father Ted reaction. It was marvelous as always. It will be a real shame when you run out of them very soon. Yeah. Not looking forward to finishing Father... Well, I am looking forward to the last episode, but... when I do it afterwards, I'm going to be real sad, because other than the In-Betweeners, it's my favorite show I've reacted to. Hello, have you given up with Bo Selecta? That's a good question. I didn't really give up. It's just like, I think I was reacting to episode 3 or 4, and whatever I was watching, it like cut out after like 6 minutes. So like I only got 6 minutes of that episode, and then I was trying to find other episodes, because some of the shows I watched just on YouTube, and there was no more episodes posted. But I would have returned to it, but the fact that I got all these different shows that I'm reacting to at the same time, adding another show would just incite a rebellion amongst the kingdom of Muppets. So it kind of just trailed off because I couldn't find more episodes to watch. Oh, LaughPod, thank you so much. Let's get the guy to read it for you. You've not done any stand-up reactions lately. Have you got any plans for some more? Yeah, I sporadically do them. It really comes down, like, the main reason why uploads aren't as frequent as they once were is these damn movie reactions. They take forever to edit, man.
Been watching you since last year, always looking out for your new uploads. But I lost my job recently, so I've had to unsub to your Patreon, but we'll be back on it soon.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, LaughPod. Don't worry about it. Save your money. The most important thing in your life is you, my friend. So don't feel bad about that. No, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for the... But if you lost your job, why are you donating £10 to me? You should have saved that money too, man. If we lived in the same neighborhood, I'd buy you some beers, so you could hang on to your money. But you'll get back on your feet soon, Laugh Pod. Don't worry about it. Spartacus. No, I've seen that. I've seen that. I was not too wild about that one. It felt like I was watching like a very. It felt like I was watching softcore porn the entire time. Which, you know, some people are into that. It was just like, if they, you know, if I watched that show when I was like 15, I probably would have been like, this is fucking awesome. But like, now that I'm older, like the sex stuff was like, it's like they did too much sex stuff. I can't believe I'm saying that. But give him a job, honorary Muppet. I would if I could. I thought Bottom was on Patreon. I did the first 2 seasons of Bottom on Patreon. They're on there. I can't get them on YouTube though. When is the next Peep Show? Probably soon. It's not going to be episode 1 of season 5 though, because that one got blocked. So but this one might get blocked too. A Peep Show is like a lot of stuff has been getting blocked lately for Peep Show. So I don't know when the next one's going to be. I'm going to edit this one, and if it gets up on YouTube, great. If it doesn't, nothing I can do about it. Phoenix Nights I got on my list. All these shows that I've got on my list, probably almost every single one of them that you guys are mentioning, I got on my list. It's just once I start finishing some shows, then I'll add more. I mean, hell, the last time I added a show, it was Plebs. And I thought damn near an insurrection was brewing on the channel because a lot of people were so pissed off about it. Because they were like, you didn't react to my show. But, you know, I can't do every show at once. I've also had people say, like, you do too many shows. So, maybe that's true, too. Everything you mentioned, good stuff there, but with Nail and I is better. Funniest and most quotable film ever made. With Nail. And I? Okay. Blocking reactions is so utterly stupid. Well, you know, it's up to whoever's content it is. I mean, some of them don't care if you react to their stuff. Some of them like when you react to their stuff, and other people don't want people under any circumstances posting their content in a reaction video. It's all up to whoever owns the content. It's just the name of the game, and I understand. It sucks for people that watch reaction videos, yes. But if you're a reactor, you just gotta, you can't complain about it because it's kind of hypocritical to do so. King Boomer, do you only do comedy or serious stuff as well? Says Adam. I do serious stuff as well. I reacted to Dead Man's Shoes today. Said that at the beginning of the live stream. And it was, other than maybe Train Spotting, it was my favorite film that I've reacted to so far that you guys have put me on to. So most of the Channel 4 comedies seem to get flagged on YouTube. Really? I mean, some of them have, but for me, it's BBC stuff. BBC is, anytime I do something that's like a BBC production, it's like they always get blocked all the time. And that's their decision, you know. If they came to me and said, "Hey, don't react to any BBC stuff anymore," I'd be like, "All right, sorry, won't do it again." Arius in the Nation, aka Daniel, how you doing? What's going on? Yorkshire tea, brought to you by King of the Muppets. I have yet to do a paid promotion on my channel, but I would gladly do one for Yorkshire tea. This is some stuff that I can really get behind right here. I fucking love this stuff. Yeah, Tobbs, you're right. Pretty much. At least that's my experience. I mean, Channel 4 put me on their Johnny Depp trial program thing, which was fucking wild. I have no business being on that. I don't know if it was their way of saying, "Hey, King Boomer, you're all right," but you know, I was thrilled and a little scared to see myself on there. Corporations are so anti-YouTube, really. That's true, because when I do reactions to like smaller channels or stuff, or stand-up comedians who run their own channels, they're usually very cool about the reaction game, but corporations not very much. What American snack should we try? That's a good question. Hello from Ireland. Hello, system. I'll tell you what, I can from that video that I made, I can start naming some things off my list that I compiled here if you guys want to hear some of that. Okay, so number one on the list, of course, is Jaffa cakes. I hope I'm saying that right. Some of these things I'll probably fuck up the pronunciations, but that's the top of the list because everybody was talking about those things. Chocolate digestives. That sounds like a prescription that you'd eat. Maltesers. Salt and vinegar squares. Pickled onion monster munch. Twinux tea cakes. Those sound good. Twiglets. Scotch eggs. Crumpets. Jacob's crackers. Sausage rolls. Pork scratching. Some of these I'm going to have to fucking cook the stuff, though, and that might take a while. Scampi fries. Earn brew, which I don't know what it is, but I wrote that down because that looked like it was in another language. Maryland cookies. Maryland cookies. I have to try those no matter what because it says Maryland in them, so that's a must. Pepperami. Or pepperami, whatever. Bassett's Jelly Babies. I wrote down Twinix again because somebody wrote like multiple things that they make. Caramel wafers, snowballs. We also got Lion Bars, Thai Sweet Chili Sensations, Yorkshire Pudding, which, isn't that like the Spartan thing? I don't know. Ruffle Bars, Raspberry Ruffles, Chocolate Hobnobs, that's a good name. Cheesy Watsits, Cadbury Chocolate, Galaxy Chocolate, Walker's Jalapenos and Cheese Crisps. I can't even read what I fucking wrote down. I'm such a muppet. McCoy's Flame Grilled Steak Crisps, Curly Whirly Chocolate Bar, Jammy Dodgers, Quavers, and Party Rings. So, was it Iron Brew? Maybe it was Iron Brew. I don't know. I got it written down as IRNBRU. So, you just need to come to the UK. Yeah, I need to be like JPS and get my ass over there. I'll tell you what, I would have probably been there like in either September or October, which is right around the corner, but you know, Queen Boomer's got pregnant, so we can't really do that anymore. But we've been talking about going in either the summertime or September, October of next year. So I would love to go over there for a couple weeks. Sounds like a stoner's trip to the 24-hour garage. Oh, man. Big up to King Boomer and everybody in the chat, says Chris. How you doing, Chris? Iron Brew. Okay, so that's how you say it. Arius in the Nation. It's JPS. Fuck my life, poor kid. Yeah. I don't know if everybody's... Because I actually don't have, like, a super lot of people that follow JPS, I don't think. I got some, but... Poor guy got himself into trouble again. Which is unfortunate, because I think he's a good kid. Actually, me and Complex were talking about him. Complex messaged me, and we were talking about that for a little while. It's oh, thank you, Laugh Pod. I'll wait till the guy reads it again. You're too kind. You're too kind with the super chats, man. I'd like to see you have a conversation with Carl Pilkington, to be honest. That'd be fun.
I've put jobs here and there, but nothing concrete. And if you don't wash all the snacks down with a can of iron brew, we'll never call you Muppet again. Ha ha.
Okay. Yeah, some of the snacks, it was... Thank you, Laugh Pod. I appreciate the hell out of that, man. Some of the snacks, there's a lot of people were saying, like, you have to have tea with you so you can dunk the stuff in the tea. I don't know if... I know there were specific ones where you have to do that. But... I gotta keep that in mind. How did JPS get into trouble? Should we talk about that? I don't know. I don't know if it's something we should talk about. Some of you may know. He's over there right now, and I was sent an article saying that was very upset with him and some things he said. I just caught this. What is happening? Says Danielle Holden. Everything's happening, Danielle. What's going on with you? Hey, Mr. King Boomer. It says Tim in Thailand. Are you really in Thailand? Showboat says, I've just been sacked from the chess piece factory because I wouldn't work nights. Lee Evans reaction, you will not stop laughing. I've done some Lee Evans reactions. They're still on the channel. I probably did like 6 or 7 of them at this point. Do you know City Boys React? Yes, I do. I'm aware of who they are. I've never talked to them or contacted them, but I'm aware of those guys. What the F is going on? I am 65 and still love a raspberry ruffle, says Michael Irvine. Those things sound good, I'm not going to lie. Please know Lee Evans. It's like watching comedy from 100 years ago. Well, Lee Evans has a massive following. I'll tell you what, of the stand-up comedians that I've reacted to, the ones that that I react to that get the most views are usually always either Al Murray or Lee Evans, so he's got to be doing something right. Let's see what else is going on in the chat here. So what happened with JPS? I don't know. He apparently he was in, because he's over there right now in the UK, and he made a mistake. He went to Birmingham and Birmingham, sorry. And he was, I haven't seen the video because apparently it was taken down, but he was in Birmingham and he didn't, I guess he was in a rough part of town and he didn't like where he was, and he got the fuck out of there and said that, you know, the place he was in Birmingham wasn't very fun and whatnot, and it wasn't a place he wanted to be. So, you know, at least that's what I read from the article. Get the pronunciation right. I did, Complex. I did. But, you know, a lot of people were very upset. Understandably, people from Birmingham. But, you know, he's a young kid. He made a mistake. He's got opinions. Everybody's got opinions. And he probably just ended up in the wrong part of town. And who knows? I was talking to Complex about this before, too. Maybe, because I don't know JPS personally. I've talked to him through text, like, a couple times. And I like him. He seems like a great kid. But I was talking to Complex about it. Like, maybe he's from, like, a higher tier income American family, and he's never seen an area quite like that before. Who knows? I mean, you know, I lived in Baltimore for a long time, and I can tell you firsthand, I love Baltimore, but it is fucking shit. And it is, the poverty and crime is fucking scary as all hell. So, for someone who's visiting Baltimore for the first time, who doesn't know much about it, if they took a look around, like, the areas outside of the inner harbor, I'm sure they'd be shocked to all hell, too, at how run down and scary it is. So, you know, who knows? Everybody's... thank you, LaughPod.
In my previous job, I nearly got sacked for watching your In-Betweenus movie reaction on Patreon. They asked why am I on my phone all the time. I would hide down the aisle every 10 minutes.
No way. No way. Thank you, LaughPod. You are the man, sir. Ready Player One was filmed in Birmingham? Really? Okay. That's interesting. I like that movie. Some people really didn't. I think the people who read the book don't like that movie, but as someone who didn't read the book, I thought the movie was great. What's JPS done? He's getting money from his Patreon. Basically, the Brits are paying for his holiday. I refuse to send him jack because he's basically begging. Is he begging, though? I mean, I have a Patreon too, but you're free to come and go as you please. Too many tourists come to my hometown. I wish they would fuck off. Yeah. There's a rough place. I mean, fuck, if I took you guys around some of the places in Baltimore or DC or here in Florida, some of the rough places in Miami or, you know, Jacksonville, I mean, Christ, there's a really rough area 30 minutes from me. That's like notoriously one of the poorest places in all the state of Florida. And yeah, it's like, you know, if you've never seen anything like that, then you go, holy shit, what the fuck am I walking into? So, I think JPS's mistake was like that particular footage that he got. He should have just left it out. Because, you know, he probably should have kept that shit to himself. Yeah, I said these things, and then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I cut that out. Because believe it or not, I have, in some it doesn't happen very often. It's very, very rare, but there have been times where I've been in a reaction video, and I've said something, and I go, oh, fuck, I need to take that shit out. Because I don't think that would go over well. So, we all make mistakes. And he's a young kid. He'll bounce back, and I really like JPS, so. But and Christ, I've said things where I didn't think would upset people, and I've left them in the videos, and then half the comments will be like, what the fuck is your problem, Boomer? So, you know, we all got opinions, and we all make mistakes, man. I'm sure the people of Birmingham are really upset. But I'll tell you what, if you came to because Baltimore is like, I'm not from Baltimore, but I lived there for several years. I consider it my home city. I love it. It's like the one city that I would call home. But if one of you guys flew over here and came to Baltimore and looked around and went, I need to get the fuck out of this place because this is the scariest place I've ever seen in the fucking world, I would agree with you. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, man. I remember being, I would always be on alert whenever I left my apartment in Baltimore and walked a couple blocks down the street to get groceries. I would always be on alert, like, nobody's fucking trying me today. This is a rough part of town, but I lived there because, you know, I wasn't always, you know, in a good place financially, so. How did you get into YouTube? I picked up a camera that my brother got me, and I started filming snorkeling stuff. And then the Washington Redskins changed their name to the Washington Commanders, and I felt like I had to say a bunch of things in a long-ass rant to get the anger out of me that I was holding in, so I made a video about that. That went viral for a little while. And then I had been watching Embrace the Suck for like 6 months, and I was like, watching them specifically doing their Ricky Gervais show reactions, and I was like, well, what's all this other stuff they're doing? Maybe I'll react to one and see what happens, and that's how it got started. And now I'm a fucking prisoner to you guys. You guys did well. And I'm loving every second of it. Big up, fan of the channel. I'll never catch it live, but big love. Thank you, Lee. There's a place near me that's a police no-go area. Cop cars get Molotoved if they drive down that road. If JPS walked down there, he wouldn't get out with his trainers or anything valuable. I'll take your word for it, Frank. It's the snowflake generation. I mean, well, here. What's your opinion? Like, this is the last thing I'm gonna just to test it out. Like with the JPS thing, if you guys have heard about what happened to JPS, you're the ones I'm talking to right now. Do you think he was out of line talking about Birmingham that way, or do you think that the people who are upset with him are overreacting? Or a mixture of both? And I'll shut up for a minute and let you guys answer, because I'm curious. My personal opinion is JPS should have just left, should have just cut that part out. Because if I said something like that, I would never put it in a video. But I feel bad for the kid because I like JPS and he seems like a really good dude. Amanda Abrahams, how you doing? E. Andrew says both. So it's a mixture. Americans don't walk anywhere. There's some that don't, Showboat. JPS hated Scotland. Ugh. I don't know what happened with Scotland. I know that was like a year ago. Complex says he should have gone to the Sea Life Center instead of Dickpeth. Probably. Not seeing exactly what he said, but if he's a tourist and he doesn't feel safe, then Birmingham need to sort itself out. There's a different perspective. Does Birmingham get a lot of tourists, though? Is it a touristy place? I don't know. He actually... Bad VST says he accidentally walked onto the set of Ready Player 2. I don't understand why anyone is angry. It's personal preference at the end of the day. You know what I think with the people who are upset? It's like they probably in their hearts are feeling a little bit of this. It's like, yeah, it's some parts of it are a shithole, but guess what? It's my shithole, so shut your mouth. That kind of attitude. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Frank says Birmingham is just very run down and dirty with lots of poverty. Not that dangerous, though. Some places are like that. I mean, of all the places in the United States that I could go to where I would... Because I've seen it all. But there's some places in the countryside where you go, what the fuck? But as far as cities go, the one city that I think where I would go and... I would still be surprised because it's worse than anything I've ever seen is Detroit. I've never been there, but Detroit is like notorious in the U.S. as being like the most rundown, scary city in the country. $124. Stick to Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, that's... I don't even want to go to the state of Alabama or Mississippi. No, thank you. That's why when I go to New Orleans, I fly so I can hop over those two states. Yeah, I mean, yeah. When I went to New York on holiday, I took the subway at night and was the only white person on there. And they were all staring at me. In New York? What part of New York were you in? I mean, New York is a very diverse city, but... I mean, like, Baltimore is a very African-American dominated city. Like, you know, in the part of Baltimore where I lived in, I was like the only white person who lived in the city on the block. So I'd walk down the street and they'd be like, what the fuck? So. But I enjoyed my time in Baltimore. It definitely toughened me up. I lived in Castleberry, Florida. I don't think I've... Let me look it up. I don't think I've ever been to Castleberry. I don't even know where it is. Florida, I'm still discovering Florida, by the way. Because I've never been to the... Well, I've been to the Panhandle before. But not recently. And I've only been to the West Coast like a handful of times, and it was almost always Tampa. Castleberry, Florida. Where are you? Pull up the map, zoom out. Right near Orlando, okay. Okay, right in the middle where all the gators are. Is the Bronx dangerous? I don't know. I don't know if the Bronx is dangerous. Like, I said this before on my, I think I said it when I was on a live stream with Daniel and Spencer. I think I said something to the point of, like, you know, some people from other parts of the United States, a lot of people from New York like to tell you where they're from as if it's, like, supposed to make you scared. But as somebody who lived in Baltimore, like, if you go, man, I'm from Brooklyn, I ain't scared of shit. Like, that doesn't mean shit to me. That doesn't mean a goddamn. I'm from Queens, I'm from the Bronx. Well, you know what? There's a lot scarier places in this country than New York City, okay? It's just, you know. But I don't know how bad those particular areas are in New York. But I'm sure if somebody airdropped them into, you know, the west side of Baltimore, they would immediately shit their pants. Florida is dangerous too. You're not wrong. Some parts of Florida are very rough. Some parts of West Palm are rough. Fort Pierce is very rough. There's parts of it that are beautiful though, so. King Boomer, where's your plebs dance intro like Man Down? That's not a bad idea, Amanda. I don't know, that song just doesn't like get me going like the Man Down one does. Where do you want to bring a baby up? I mean, the place where I'm at now is okay. But I have a couple places in mind. Would you wrestle an alligator, though? Hell no. I'm staying the fuck... Staying the hell away from alligators. I'm scared shitless of them. The Bronx is dangerous if you're a Red Sox fan, says Dougie. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. I had a mate from Florida still. He just did coke and cut hair. Went off the strip in Vegas and came across a lot of rough areas and gangs. Vegas, yeah, I've never been to Vegas, but Vegas, I don't know, like, I have to go there and check it out on my own. Because Vegas, it seems like it's like an enigma, because it's... Vegas, a lot of people are moving to Vegas, so they got to be doing something right. I don't know, man. Like, they're, like, not just moving there, but moving families there. It's like... And I go, Vegas, really? And they're like, dude, you haven't heard? It's like one of the best places to raise a family. And I'm like, all right, if you say so. So they must be doing something much better than they did before. Jay or Mateo, pick your favorite. Jay. It's always going to be Jay. I love Mateo too, though. My city of Liverpool gets a bad rep, but statistically it's way down the list when it comes to crime. But it's full of tourists. Yeah, that's interesting. Liverpool, even as an American, I feel like Liverpool got kind of a bad rap, but only way to find out is check it out on your own. Would love to go to America, wouldn't know where to go. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to go to a fun city, go to New Orleans. I'm actually going there next month for a bachelor party. So, it's going to be fantastic. New Orleans is my favorite city in the entire country. There's just nothing like it. There's some scary places in New Orleans too, but New Orleans is... I always recommend it to people who are visiting the States. Washington, D.C. there's some really rough areas in D.C. I know that from personal experience. But there's, as far as history stuff and museums, there's nothing like it. And if you want to visit the States and check out some stuff like the really cool, like maybe stay at like a dude ranch in the western states, or something where the scenery is beautiful and you get to ride horses and see like the ranching culture type of deal. That stuff is amazing. I've done that before, and as kind of a suburban slash city person, I guess, what the fuck, whatever I am, going out in the countryside in like Montana or Wyoming and riding horses and doing ranching stuff is just, it's such a thrill. Have you been to Ohio before? Yes. Yes, I have. Nothing but corn everywhere. New Orleans looks like a cool place. It is. I highly recommend New Orleans. Do you have a favorite Father Ted episode? Probably the Christmas special. I really like that one. Water in Florida is sacred to the Egyptian alligator sex monster. Lewis, what the fuck? Oh my god, you should write Florida novels. That was brilliant. Baldo says Brixton's boring. I don't know, man. I would like to go to a small town in the UK, like somewhere small, like somewhere where, and just go to like a local pub, man. That's what I believe it. I'm not a city person. Like, I know I got to check out the cities and fly into them to get there, but I just love seeing the. I think because my favorite part of Greece was going into the Peloponnese and visiting Sparta and that drive and just stopping at places, man. You know, I think deep down, like I'm a country guy, even though I don't like, as far as American country, like I don't like country music, but I just love driving around the countryside, man. Small towns, countryside, rolling hills, lots of green, talking to local people, because then you get, you know, you're more likely they're going to be honest with you. Also, when you interact with people in the small towns. Can't beat that, man. Come to Brixham, King Boomer, South Devon. It's very nice here. But Tim, you're in Thailand. I can't have a beer with you. If you want scenery, Scotland is the jewel in the UK crown. That's what I've heard. That's the, like, countryside scenery, that's the place I'm looking forward to the most. I just really hope that I understand the Scottish accent in person when I'm there. Sometimes it's tough, I gotta say. And it's no offense to the Scots. I love them. Sometimes I have a real tough time understanding what they're saying. Crete is gorgeous. I hadn't been there in Greece yet. I went to Athens, rented a car, drove down the Peloponnese. We passed Corinth and Mantinea, and between Athens and Sparta, there's not really all that much along that road, but it was very small towns you'd pass through. But it was an amazing drive, very scenic too. But that was our favorite part of the trip. And then we flew to Paros and Mykonos. And of the two, I liked Paros. It was much less touristy and much more personable. It wasn't a party. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate the super chat, Josh. I like Paros better because it was not so much a party island. It was more like relax, have a good time. And Mykonos, when we arrived in Mykonos, we walked into the hotel, and the first person behind the desk looked at us and said, "Are you ready to party?" And I said, well, you know, we got to get settled in first. And she said, "Oh no, you are going to party." And she's telling me I have to party. So it was different. It was different in Mykonos. They were like insisting that you party or else you're not going to have a good time here. Newcastle is full of Geordies you will not understand. I bet that's a difficult one to grasp, too. I still feel like the Scottish accent is harder. The dog needs a stroke. Oh, yes, she does. Look at her. Jane? Oh, you're so cute. Mykonos is very expensive. Yes. Yes, it is. That was actually the other time, the only time I was there where I looked at the prices of things and went up. We arrived at the tourist place because all the prices were like 5 times higher than they were in the rest of Greece. Whatever you do, don't step foot in Rochdale. I hope I'm saying that right. Rochdale or Luton. You will be lucky to get out alive. Is there a lot of looting in Luton? I don't know. Come here, buddy. Yeah, yeah. See, she grabs me. She grabs me. She says, come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here. I know, you're such a cute dog. You drive me crazy sometimes, though. Yeah. You want to come down? I know. Well, she's giving me the signal that she's over it, so I gotta leave soon, but I'll stay for another 5 minutes. How is the Queen Boomer? She is doing good. It sounds like she's a little angry at work right now, but she can tell me all about it when she gets home. Looting and looting. Good evening, King. Looking forward to watching the latest Father Ted episode you put out. Thank you, John. This ain't Borderlands. Am I saying that right, Luton? Or Luton? Thoughts on cats? I love cats. I love cats as much as I love dogs. I just can't we can't have cats because Queen Boomer is highly allergic to cats. She was actually hospitalized one time because of her allergies to cats. Oh, what do you know? Nora's in here too, and I didn't even realize it. She was hiding under the bed. I said Luton right? Okay, good. Sweet. I don't know. I pronounce names of towns here in the States wrong all the time. So I always like to be corrected on how you say certain things. Hey, you two knock it off. Almost done, okay? Oh, thank you, Josh.
I really loved your Benidorm review videos.
Oh, thank you, Josh. I'll probably, I don't know when I'm going to drop the next one, but probably maybe sometime next week. Is Nora hiding from the storm? Yes. Yes. She's actually, you saw her tail. See her tail right there? Up! You guys need to go out. Come on. Come on. I had no idea she was under the bed.
Your Highness, shooter of clunge. I recommend watching Four Lions. It's dark humor and is a classic. Do it or you're a Muppet.
Well, Mayor, I guess I'm not a Muppet anymore because I have watched it.
Official payment from UK to our little son, the US.
Thank you, D. Scott. I'm your little son, really? I'm pretty fucking old for a son. But thank you, D. Scott. Thank you, Mayor West. Very kind with the super chats. But yeah, Four Lions, I watched that. That movie reaction has been up on Patreon for some time, probably about a month. I'm just struggling to get time to edit these movie reactions. I'm probably down the road gonna... I mean, actually, like the past week, I've been thinking hard about trying to get somebody to edit these reactions for me because they take up so much time to edit, and I can't keep up with them, so now they're piling up. I got like, looking at these right now, I got like 9, maybe 10 movie reactions that I have to edit, man. So there's probably going to be a week or two on the channel in the near future where once I get a bunch of these done, you're gonna see for a week or two nothing but movie reaction uploads.
Full Lee Evans reaction or you are a bus wanker.
Full Lee Evans reaction, says the Laugh Pod. Maybe I'll do that eventually. Thought I'd drop in and say hello, says Chris Vincent. Thank you, Chris. Oh, hey, this is live. I love how, like, people pop in and out. You know, because the fucking average watch time on my live streams is probably like 3 minutes. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do a Lee Evans full stand-up reaction anytime soon. But if I do it, it's probably going to be on Patreon. King Boomer is officially adopted by the UK, says Complex. I bet there's some people who are like, fuck that. Because I do have some people who hate me. It's weird. I have some people who hate watch me. Some of them showed up on my Patreon. They paid to hate watch me. It was funny. Please watch People Just Do Nothing. It's so funny. Yeah, I've got that on my list too. Watch Dead Man's Shoes reaction after this. You're going to watch it, or do I need to watch Dead Man's Shoes? Because I just reacted to that today. Love that you're Floridian. I'm in St. Pete. Hey, I'm technically a Marylander though. I'm not from this state, Ruben. But moving to Florida was the best decision I ever made in my life. And I love it. I'd like to think, just the thought of living back in Maryland. As much as I love Maryland and where I grew up and the entire state, I'd much rather live here. Hate watch, sexual kink. Imagine that. Imagine you got somebody wanking in the corner going, you motherfucker. That would be wild. Take the titty out, you piece of shit! That would be fun. If that's a real thing, then I think we're failed as a species. You can only be British if you drink tea 30 times a day. I'm on number 2, but the last like 4 or 5 days I've been on 3 or 4 cups. So I'm cranking the numbers up, Complex. I'm trying. Retro says I've been spying on him. I didn't know you were into that kind of shit. How many cups of tea you had today? Like 2. But I'll probably drink a third in about 2 hours. See, Neil says rookie numbers. Neil know what's up. A dirty Vimto? The hell is that? Jack Barnes, did you move to Florida because you got sick of catching crabs in Maryland? That's a good one. That's the one thing, that's like the biggest thing I miss in Maryland, actually, is the crabs. Not the kind that attach themselves to your genitals, but the kinds that you eat. Maryland crabs, If you guys have never had them, I highly recommend them. I could sit down and eat Maryland crabs for like 2 hours straight without a break. Will you be visiting the UK in the near future? Not anytime soon. I want to go next year around September or October. We were supposed to plan a trip for September, October of this year, but then with the Queen Boomer pregnancy news that we got, we scrapped all plans for that. Because family comes first, and it's our first child, and we got to make sure that the child is healthy and all that. So, and this is like the most important thing that we have in our lives, so we got to focus on that. But once Adrian's born, and it's September, October of next year, maybe even summertime, we would like to visit. Hell yeah. I had crabs, but a cream sorted it out. Have you switched your ice cold drinks for hot cup of tea? Not exclusively, but I've eliminated a lot of the cold drinks to drink more hot tea. So yes, Amanda, I've switched it up a lot. Choking the chicken. Quick, poke the chicken. Flog the log. I like that one. Waxing the carrot. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop on out of here. JPS, if you watch this, I hope you're keeping your chin up, pal. Because we all make mistakes. And I was actually trying to get him on my channel to do a live stream like this, but he was busy doing this trip. So, shout out to everybody who stopped by. Shout out to everybody who donated super chats. You were way too kind, and it almost makes you drop a tear every time. So the Laugh Pod, Mayor West, D. Scott, Josh Sayers. And there was one more, Meme Machine. And yo, Aaron, what are you doing, man? It's me, the Moon Man. Shout out to Aaron Chase in the chat, who's a good friend of mine in real life. Wow. Usually the people I know in real life don't hop into my live streams. The Moon Man. Aaron, I hope you're having a good one. I hope you're not messaging me from work. Because that would... you'd probably get a lot of people upset at you. But, all right. Well, I'm hopping out of here. Shout out to you guys. In the next week or so, it might be a little slow on the channel, but I'm trying to catch up. Hopefully, I sort this movie reaction stuff out, because this is a pain in the fucking arse, editing this stuff. But eventually, I'll get around to it, and then we'll get a good flow of updates down the road. So, I'll see you guys, and have a good week. I will be streaming on Twitch Thursday. And I think I'm going to play GoldenEye again. I really want to play GoldenEye on Twitch. So if you like old school games, Thursdays when I do the old school retro streams on Twitch, and I'm going to be playing GoldenEye on Thursday. So I will see you guys there if you're interested. If not, I'll see you guys on the channel eventually, and stay safe. Hope everybody has a good week. All right?